Is sex on the first date expected or assumed? And does it cause a disaster in relationships? We're about to find out tonight.
You know what you should do? I'll tell you. If you do laundry, 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 if you do laundry.
Hi, welcome to Air Your Dirty Laundry. Woo! I'm Belinda Love, your host and love coach. This is the show where we have real experts. You're looking very handsome sitting there, Mark.
Oh, thank you. That's lovely.
Discussing controversial topics relating to love, dating and intimacy with one of our special guests. I'll introduce to you our experts for this evening. Mark Rosenfeld from Make Him Yours, our relationship expert, Madison Messina, our sexologist, and our roving reporter, Stevie Mack.
I'm a sexpert. What are you talking about? I've had it once.
First, we need to find our guests so they can air their dirty laundry. Tonight's topic is all about sex on the first date, sexual pressures and when to say no. Does anyone in the audience currently have this experience in their life and would like to be our guest? Put your hand up, Stevie. Can you please do the honours and collect their clothes? We pay you money to do work. Not really.
You pay me other ways. Chuck her in.
Oh, what was that one? What was that, Stevie? Pull that one out.
You don't need this back, do you?
Stick it in your pocket.
Here on my speed queen.
Is it on? Did you turn it on?
It is on. I just don't have
Yeah.
Who is the owner of this?
All right, who owns this?
Mine.
Come on to the desk. Come on down. Come on in. Yay! Wow. Hi.
Hi.
Who have we got here?
My name's Kayla.
Hi, Kayla. Thank you for joining us. So, this is a little bit of a heated topic tonight because I think it's common, I guess, that we're all sort of wondering, do you have sex on the first date? Is it okay to say no? Is it an expectation? So clearly you've got something that you want to share with us tonight.
Well, I would say I'm a bit of an expert with a lot of dating in today's modern society.
Yes, but what's your problem?
The problem is, I think it's become a norm in our society with these guys that a physical connection is perhaps the most paramount. And I feel like if you jump into that straight away, you're missing building the mental, emotional, and spiritual connections, which I believe if a lot of people, like 6 months down the track, if they just have a physical connection, that's just going to die in its tracks.
Okay, so tonight I'm going to really draw out what you're dealing with. Thank you for sharing. They're your thoughts, and I appreciate those thoughts, but clearly something's happening for you that you want some transformation in. So, can you share with me?
I'm like, yes.
We're going to get vulnerable, but we've got a great team here, so we'll support you in this journey. Thank you for sharing and being brave. So I want you to share with us what is actually happening for you in dating. Give me a real example.
A real example. So this week, most recent example, I was talking to a friend saying, like, I need a connection on the other three elements before I would even jump into the physical, like the mental, emotional, spiritual first, because if those elements aren't there, I wouldn't want to jump into the physical.
You don't want to sleep with him yet.
You don't want to sleep with him yet.
Yeah.
So straight after that, this same guy literally pulled me on top of him.
The same guy?
The same guy. Of me but not only that, I did say I wouldn't even want to sleep with someone unless it had the potential to be something long term anyway. And in the same breath, like 2 minutes later, he like pulled me on top of him, tried to kiss him. And I'm like, no. He's like, there's always been this physical connection between us. He goes, I'm only seeking a physical connection. And like this blew my mind. Like who would even just say, I'm only seeking that after I've just spent 20 minutes explaining that? So.
Is that the only time that that's happened to you? Or have you experienced this kind of sexual pressure or expectation a bit in dating?
It has happened a few times, but also they try to manipulate you and change your mind on your values and beliefs. And it is that norm. And it's like, well, I'm really not into that. If you're into that, go sleep with all the other people that want to just have a physical connection. I don't want that.
All the other people?
Yeah.
So how do you handle it when a guy is asking you for sex or making moves on you and directing you down that path? How do you deal with it?
Well, in this same example, this same guy who tried to pull me on top of him and kiss him, I was near his bedroom and I said, oh, you got a new dresser or whatever. Cause
you said what? Sorry?
I'm like, you've got a new dresser. I like walked past his room because it was my old place where I used to live.
Yeah.
And he literally pulls me into the bedroom, shuts the door, and has a boner. And I'm like, he like grabbed me and I'm like, no, this isn't happening. So I opened the door and walked out.
So when that happens, when you're on a date and a guy sort of starts to make the moves and you feel like he's expecting to sleep with you or you to sleep with him, how do you handle it?
Look, I haven't always handled it as strongly with as much conviction in the past.
So so walk me through how you handled it.
This isn't happening. Opened the door and walked out.
Okay. And is this a common occurrence?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
So do you think men are bastards? Do you think men are all they want is sex? Is that your perception? I'm not gonna. It's without sounding too spiritual or anything like that. There's a huge majority of guys that will just want that sexual connection. But in saying that, I'm not going to blame the guys because it's the women as well that do sleep with them. And that's not even hating on women, but I feel like these days a lot of guys will want everything they can from a relationship without actually committing. So I think women who actually want to be with somebody, they will sleep with them with the hope that they'll change their mind, and months down the track they'll think they're actually in a relationship and the guy's like, oh no, I'm not seeking anything committed. So your own belief about men in relationships are they're happy to have the free ride, to sleep with you, use you for sex, but not make the commitment in the relationship.
Yeah.
Is that your belief? All right. Thank you for sharing so vulnerably. I know that you're not on your own with this situation. So what we're going to do is put you through the wash with our experts. Look at how beautiful they are sitting there, ready to rock.
How can we focus when they're so good looking?
Strap yourselves in. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to throw to Madison first. What do you think about what we just discussed?
Well, I think firstly, I want to validate you because it's great that you stood up for yourself. You've asserted your boundaries and you've stood by them and you've walked out of, what was potentially a scary situation. So that's fantastic. It alarms me that you already had the conversation with him about what you were seeking, and yet you still ended up having to go through that where you did need to assert your boundaries in such a forceful way. So that's problematic. Absolutely. But power to you, girl. Like, keep saying no if that's what you want, and say yes when that's what you want, because all of your options and your choices and whether you want to have sex or you don't for whatever reason is 100% valid.
I'm going to ask Stevie this because I know that he's going to have some interesting things to
Wow.
say. Stevie, why do men, and I'm going to generalise it on this because, I feel like it's the majority.
I'm good at that.
Why do men expect sex on the first date?
Because that's what dates are for, is to work her down until she's ready to submit, because that's really what's going on here. Because,
what is?
Well, it is. Look, what she's put down here is she started talking lady language, which is all bigger syllables and like connection and chemistry, and it's all vague It means nothing to men. We know guns, fighting, and sex. That's it. That's what we know. And then you're saying, I need these 3 other elements, and he's hearing, hang on, this chick's my friend. She's in my house. Clearly, she's missing something. She needs some manpower. So it's like, my head goes straight to Captain Planet. When all your powers combine, I am Captain Planet. She wants me to take control. She wants me to come out and grab. You're going to grab her, put her on yourself. If he's got an erection, this means he's ready to go to show you the man. He is all there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
This is horrid. Like, this is a big, big problem. Like, when a woman says, no, I want all these things, it doesn't mean try harder and push
sex.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pursue that harder. Like, just get
But what's
me
she
over
telling
the
me?
line.
If I'm the friend, like she surely can text
We were
all
talking
of her
about our
other
dating
Tinder
lives,
buddies.
okay?
Yeah, I know. And you could have gone to all the other guys and said, hey, actually tonight I want the sex, but she's come over to my place as the friend to tell me about her feelings. She obviously feels comfortable, so she's ready to get jiggy.
So, but you didn't answer. Why is it assumed that because a friend...
She's in my house.
So it's assumed you go into a man's house, you're going to have sex.
She got in the car and came over.
We used to be friends
drove
and
when
close, so...
We've got history.
There's nothing consent.
No, but that's effort. That's not like, oh, we're on the dance floor and you bumped into me and, oh, okay, I
The
see
thing
this
is,
going
it's
on.
not just that. It's the fact that I spoke about it, I put my boundaries up, and for someone not to only try once, but twice, and that's what the problem in today's society is. Because there are
He's not
situations on dates,
Yep.
like other examples as well, and with other people, I'm sure, where they do say no, and things do keep getting continued till it's in an unsafe way, and it's not consensual.
Do
Alright.
you feel...
Well, the only thing I would say to
Where's
that...
your debate
guy
going
is
that
allowed
far?
to try.
No, the only thing I would
Guy's
say
allowed
to
to
that...
try, but he has to do it in a way that doesn't.
Yes.
He's gone too far.
Be a
Okay,
gentleman
it
about
can
it.
be confused though.
That's
Those
harassment.
lines, those lines
What?
are blurred. Those lines are blurred because
How are they blurred?
they are, because sometimes it's like, I've told you how I feel, and then he understands that as, well, she trusts me because she's talking more. The
I
words are
even
coming
said
out.
I wouldn't sleep with someone until I had an STD check. Like, that takes like a week. So where in that was saying, I want to sleep with you
If
right
someone
now.
says, you need an STD check,
not to
that says,
him.
have you got condoms?
No, I said I wouldn't. Bloody hell. You're infuriating.
So why is it okay when a woman says no?
Want my number?
What was that?
Look, the dating world's a little rough. Like, who knows?
Don't lower your standards.
Look,
Reasons.
well, let's run over to
Madison,
Fabio, see what
Girl
he's
to
got.
girl.
Yes.
Have you ever been in a situation where, it might not be recent, but even years ago, where you're on a date and a man, you liked a man, you were interested, and he said to you, I'm going to call you, we're going to catch up again, let's sleep together, and you think that by sleeping together, that's going to continue the relationship, so you sleep with that person, and then you never hear from them again. Have you,
That's a terrible assumption to make.
Yeah, well,
sorry.
no. So back a long time ago, when I was still sleeping recreationally with men, I was the opposite, and I used to always have sex on the first date because to me, sexual chemistry is really important. So I wanted to know if they could keep up with me before I would bother giving them any of my time.
Yeah.
So
whereas I'm dealing with the opposite, where women convince themselves to sleep with a male out of a lack of self-worth because it gives them that
Validation.
validation is the word. Yeah, the validation. Then they expect to hear from them because they've had this connection. They've had the bonding oxytocin released. Then when they don't hear from them the next day, they go through this low. They start judging themselves and
and I think this is where it's kind of like where we need to have the conversations on both sides, like, because there's many reasons for us to have sex. You know, it might just be entertainment, it might be a distraction, it might be a once off. Or it's a bonding activity.
Yeah.
And all of them are valid, but if you've got one party wanting to use it to bond and to get closer, and you've got another person just wanting to get off, you're going to have this misalignment of what you're both getting out of it, which is going to mean at least one of those people, usually the bonder, is going to feel ripped off because they didn't get what they wanted out of that sexual experience.
Yeah.
So that's what I think the problem is.
So
because
the
it's all-
woman, if you're going to choose to sleep with the man on the first date, it's a choice to sleep with them for the pleasure rather than the connection of the long-term relationship. Sleep with them for the enjoyment rather than the outcome of the relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're not making assumptions. You're
Exactly.
doing, whether you're going to
Yeah.
wait 10 dates, 50 dates, or whether you want to sleep with them on the first date, that's your standard. You do you. But make it for the right reasons. Do it because you want to be there, you want to be sexually empowered, you want to own that, and then find out later if he's still willing to serve you as a girlfriend or as a boyfriend and be a great partner. That will all come later. But just make the sex for the sex, and then whenever you do it, you'll have a good experience, a great experience.
Question. If a man is telling you, I want to see you again, and you sleep with him, and then you don't hear from that man again, how do you approach your women and address that?
Well, clearly he's not a man of his word, so why would you want him?
And Mike.
Why would you want a guy?
I'd like to hear everyone's opinion. Is sex on the first date a disaster? Will it lead to no relationship?
Doesn't matter. It does not matter when you have sex. Everyone focuses on that. I've seen couples, including myself, who have slept together on the first date, had great relationships, had no relationships. I've seen couples who have waited 10 dates, great relationships, no relationships. It is no relevance. It's what's happening underneath, why you're doing the things, and your boundaries and standards that you're maintaining after sex. It's all of that. Timing, not an issue.
Medicine?
I'm completely agreeing with Mark. That's exactly my opinion. It's a irrelevant question. It's all about, having that conversation beforehand about what you want to get out of the sexual exchange and making sure, like if you want to have sex on the first date and you haven't discussed it, be aware that that person might be doing it just for pleasure and is going to ghost afterwards, which is also fine, but be prepared.
And if that happens, am I still going to be okay with this decision?
Exactly. Am I going to be okay if I have sex with this person, I never hear from them again? If the answer is yes, gosh, go have fun. And some of them, like best sex experiences, are anonymous hookups where you can just do whatever you want, never look at that person again. So it's fine.
Stevie, you're busting over there.
What are you going to say?
Spin cycle. I'm ready for it.
Give us the controversy. You're struggling.
If I'm going to put it into a few words, then I would say the faster they come in, the faster they go out.
Oh.
And a lot of men say that because what men are really saying when they say that, and I'll tell you why sex on the first date doesn't matter, because you never ever hear a man say, she was incredible, the most beautiful woman, intelligent, educated, had her own hobbies, great friends, but I couldn't be with her because she slept with me on the first date. Men never say that.
Is Stevie agreeing?
He's got a point there. He's got a point there.
That's not a thing. What you're really saying when, she slept with me too soon, so I'm not interested, you're just not that attracted to her for any number of reasons.
See, that's what I would go. I would say, she was sloppy. I didn't like it. She couldn't, she was like, she was everyone's bike. I don't want to have a second-rate lady. So she's not worth sticking around for. See, that's the way I would
whatever
probably word
reason,
that.
you're perceiving her as a second-rate lady. And if you're perceiving her as a first-rate lady, it don't matter when you sleep with her.
Yeah.
What's your
This is
numbers?
a massive contradiction because you frame yourself as the stud. You're going out there sleeping with all of these women.
If I can.
But in the same breath, you're putting them down for sleeping with you.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
does that say about how you feel about
I
yourself?
want a challenge.
Do you want a challenge?
I want to know
Alright.
that, okay, she hasn't read my message 3 times, so there must be something wrong with me. And see, this is what I'm saying.
Exactly,
If you're in the
that's what you're
proximity of this guy and he thinks he's a friend, have you slept with him before though?
No.
No, okay, but you see, that's the problem. He's confused because I don't believe there can be actual friends.
How's he confused?
No, because it's not. Is she just a friend? Does it mean? See, me, if there's
He
a
did
friend
say
that's
there's
a
always
girl,
been this sexual chemistry between us, but it's
Did you agree?
no.
No.
Like for me, it just disregarded and my whole conversation before that.
Is there a chance that he was like, well, if this doesn't work sexually with her, then I'm okay to lose her as a friend? Yes.
Well, yeah.
Exactly. You don't care if
I feel
he's
like
your
I
friend
can't hang
anymore.
out with him again
Which is
after that.
exactly
Red
why,
flag.
the whole friends thing is the blurred line.
I think that's a generalization, but I do like you raised a point there. If he's willing to let go of the friendship, if you don't have sex with him, he's not respecting you as a person anyway, which is a huge red flag, and that's something to walk away from. If you can't respect someone and want them in your life as a friend, it's never going to go anywhere.
So how how does Kayla go moving forward from your opinions with regards to dating?
Yeah, find me a husband.
She doesn't want these sex on the first date, hit it and quit it kind of guys. She wants to find love. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if that's your standard, you filter that in. Understand that, and one of the things with sexuality being more prominent for both men and women, we can own it, we can do sex on the first date, is issues like boundaries, how good we are at saying no and being able to know what we want and what we don't. It's no longer the societal expectation, for example, of men that you have to take her out 3 dates. Men can own the fact they want sex on the first date, and so can women now too. So we've all got to get better no muscles, and you've done that, which is awesome. So now you want to filter out the guys who are looking for that and filter in what you want.
So which raises the question, where are you shopping for men?
Look, I've given up on...
In your backyard, babe.
Oh, no, there's no backyard, it's just front door. I'll give you a key.
Can I have a key? Are you committing to me?
Yeah.
For a key.
No, he's got many cut. They're all just on the keychain. Okay, any tips for her, like specific tips for her to attract the love of her life?
Not be on Tinder or Bumble.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, plenty of people do meet on those apps. You've got some strict boundaries in yourself, so hold on to them. Spend a lot of time communicating with the person and see if you've got a spark, and really just like follow that flow and pay attention. Like I always say, when you're trying to look for a long-term relationship, there's 2 elements that you need to find in that person, and that is respect. First of all, so respect of you wanting to wait for sex, respect of your time, turning up to dates on time, not ghosting on you, that type of stuff. Look for that first. And then second is admiration, because you need that cheerleader in your corner, which is going to, drive through a long-term relationship and get you through that. So, and then of course everyone's got their list of he has to wear a pink shirt all the time. But whatever you want with that, but respect and admiration is the two key elements, and hold like you're strong and you're holding on to your boundaries. So I think you're already well on your path. Let it take its time.
Mark? Oh.
Do you enjoy dating?
Look, I was about to jump in then. Like, I'm off the apps now, and for me, it's because it's exhausting actually messaging them in the first place to filter out the people who actually want the same thing as you. Like, I'm exhausted. And the thing is,
Decision fatigue is a real thing.
For me to actually be the best version of myself and be my highest vibration and be who I would want to be to attract the person I would want, I can't be how I am when I'm dating these guys and messaging them. It's just...
Why not?
It's just exhausting, and it sort of deflates you a little bit, and it's just exhausting messaging them, and then they do lie about things, and then when you're meeting them, it's like disappointment after disappointment.
Maybe it's your view on dating that's is creating the wrong men to come into your life.
What are you going to say?
Yeah.
If you're exhausted by the process, clearly you're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Are you? You're just like, I can see it in
I'm
your
done.
face. You're like, you're so over it. Until the process is actually enjoyable for you, you're not going to want to stick at it and keep meeting people. So find a way. You mentioned messaging men. One of the first things I do is I get clients off messages. The simple thing they do, a meet. If they're online dating, they do a meet. They say, hey, give me a call. They're chatting to guys. They give them a 10, 15-minute vibe. And then instantly, 80% of men who just want one night, go bother someone else. You got the 20% now who want to talk to you. Okay, of those, who do I want to actually meet up with? And then how do I engineer my dates? I use a concept called deaf monkey dating, which is how do I engineer my dates so that if my date is a deaf monkey, I'm still going to have fun?
Yeah.
Like, what would I do with my day that if my date turns out to be as interesting as a deaf monkey, how would I still enjoy this?
They're
For
still
me,
adorable.
I wouldn't go to a bar. I wouldn't go to drinks. I definitely wouldn't go to like a park because all those things bore me. So I would only find stuff that I know that like, if she's as interesting as a deaf monkey, I'm still going to have a great time here.
Yeah.
Suddenly you got people calling you, wanting to talk to you. You're not wasting time messaging, which is the worst. And then when you actually do get to go on a date, you know you're going to enjoy it regardless because you've set it up in a way that puts you in your best vibrancy. And all of a sudden, the guys that do want to talk to you, vibrating to you, those that don't filter out to maybe want sex on the first date women or something like that. But you're enjoying the process now and you're actually like, okay, I can do this, I can create my own filters and make dating work for me.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I like that. Well, you use like vibration and stuff, like speaking my language.
If you're having fun on a date,
Are we vibing here?
I think we are.
Am I
You're
getting
just-
set up right now?
You're attractive, right?
Thanks.
If you're like,
Oh,
I'm having,
oh,
you're beautiful too, girl.
Thanks.
That's your problem. You are too attractive.
Who's attractive?
You.
Kayla.
How many times I've said? I said that's your
not a
problem. here.
Nobody has been attracted to me over the years. Like I didn't start
attracted to you.
dating till I was 24.
So
Like
last
no
week.
guys.
No, but this is the problem. You see, when you're attractive,
I
you're
haven't
gonna
been
get
the
all these
attractive-
guys just going, I don't know if I can get that. So Mr. Right or whatever, who's the accountant who never goes out because he's too, setting his nest egg up for you, he's gonna be threatened to like come over and talk to you and then talk about feelings and then give you a month window or something.
In these
What are you even
statements, I
talking
can't even
about? What are you
start.
actually
because
talking about?
generalisation- What am I talking
You
about?
were going
I'm
around.
trying-
we had
I
a
don't
really
understand what
the
you're
market.
saying.
You understand the market. You're saying I'm off all the apps, all those kind of stuff. The guys that you want who aren't going to want to sleep
They're
with
probably
you
not on the
because
apps,
you're
to be
some
honest.
trophy. Exactly. Not on the
No, I
apps, but they're probably
disagree.
not out
I
the bars
disagree.
either.
I don't know.
You can find love on an app.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's possible. You just have to do it in a way that's effective, not ineffective. Right now, you have to sift through people that just want sex. You have to make a little bit of effort. You have to talk to them and you have to meet. Right now, it's hey, let's go on Netflix and chill, have sex, and then that's nothing. If you're wanting a relationship, you don't do the Netflix and chill. You do the conversation and the date. It's a way you funnel. Like if you imagine a funnel, if you're putting in Netflix and chill, you're sifting out Netflix and chill guys. If you're putting in their date relationship vibes, you're sifting out date relationship. Does that make sense? What you put in is what you get out, is essentially what I'm trying to articulate there.
Is that a laundry metaphor?
Yeah.
It's a good show called it.
Okay, so I think we got our answers today.
Yeah.
You look like you're happy and relieved, potentially.
It
yes.
actually has been really good today to
Oh.
reaffirm and just be reminded about a few things and have different perspectives. I've liked that. Even Stevie, your opinion is appreciated too.
Go watch Captain Planet now.
Do you want to watch it with me?
No, that's Netflix and chill.
I was
See,
joking.
you're doing that again.
I think we found the problem.
No, I was.
Planet is that connection
Well,
or whatever
we
that you're
got
looking for. It's that chemistry.
Language.
I was joking.
I can enjoy that with
Hey,
Jeff.
we're on.
All right. So we've heard from all the experts, and the answer to the question, does sex on the first date lead to disaster in relationship? And the answer is no. If you have sex with someone on the first date, it's not for the outcome of a relationship, but to enjoy the moment with the person. Online dating works. You just have to value yourself and utilize it in a more effective way to find love. Don't settle. If you don't want to sleep with somebody, you're entitled to say no and enjoy the moment. Get back to yourself and feel refreshed when it comes to dating, and don't force it. This is Air Your Dirty Laundry. I'm Belinda Love. These are our experts, Mark, Madison, and Stevie.
Yeah, I like the Stevie. Most girls say, Stevie.
Who's the guy on the end?
Yeah.
Stevie.
And our amazing guest today, Kayla. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks for having me.